So we got these 332 spoilers, and this chapter has been just as amazing and hype as the last couple have been, but we might actually have some finality to this fight here. But let's see what happens. The chapter begins with a flashback of Star in what appears to be an army training camp. The other cadets are laughing at her for not being able to increase her physical capacity. And in a narration, she talks about the limits of New Order. So that's a funny way of phrasing it.
You can't increase your physical capacity.
She was frustrated that she could not find a rule that would enable a significant improvement in her strength. She says that many people associated this lack of strength with the fact that she is a woman, but these guys never told her this, which made Star very happy. They joke that she is too hard on herself because she wants to reach All Might's level. Don't we all? But that they would always be there to supplement her shortcomings. Well, that's nice. Back to the present, the missiles are coming. One of the pilots asks if she'll be able to touch them, and Star confirms, but she'll have to give up on the lasers rule. So at the end of the previous chapter, we saw that per her request, Admiral Akbar had sent her a whole bunch of these crazy intercontinental ballistic missiles, whatever they are. He even told her their name, Tiamat, so that she'll be able to use New Order on them, presumably. And apparently the missiles are almost there for her to use in a spectacular fashion. But, of course, since we found out that she can only use 2 rules at once with New Order, she's going to have to give up her huge, cool laser lance rule that she made in the previous chapter in order for her to make use of the Tiamat missiles. She asks them to hold Shigaraki while she does it. Shigaraki understands that the laser is not the final attack, because there would be no reason for her to keep using it even after realizing that Shigaraki has resisted and continues to regenerate. That is very true, because we found that in the previous chapter that she was just doing that big, incredible laser lance move just to hold him long enough so that the Tiamat missiles would be able to come, because they're going to be the real coup de grace here. And it just goes to show you how unfairly powerful he is at this moment. He realizes that something else is coming and decides to go for a gamble. Okay, gamble. Star starts a countdown. 3, 2, 1, and the lasers deactivate, and she grabs the missiles with the air's giant hand. So she also has like this air giant thing going on right now too. And this rule, I guess, is like replacing her super strength rule, which she would normally have. The order she gives is the Tiamat will rotate. So like, since the missiles are like going on one specific trajectory, I guess they're going to like, turn midair so that they could come back at Shigaraki. Shigaraki jumps out of the sea towards the sky, but all the pilots start shooting at him simultaneously. If you're confused about how he got into the sea, it's understandable, but it will be explained here. Meanwhile, the missiles complete one full rotation, and the air giant presses them directly at the spot where Shigaraki is. The name of the attack is State-of-the-Art Hypersonic Intercontinental Cruise Punch. Everyone is thrown backwards because of the impact, and even Endeavor is able to see the explosion from Japan. Alright, so here we go. Horikoshi continuing to one-up his feats with Star and Stripe. And he's been doing this for like 4 chapters now. And this is amazing. I can't wait to see what this looks like on the page. Kind of controversial because, large explosions that could be seen from a distance at Japan, delivered by an American. But, this was made by Horikoshi after all, so I'm sure he knows what he's doing. And while this is an incredible spectacle, I don't really feel that there's any real stakes here, other than for Star, of course, but for Shigaraki, because like I said, he's unfairly powerful. So just instantly, I'm assuming that this is not really going to do anything to him. And what do you know? That's actually the case, because Shigaraki comes out of a hole in the ocean floor with his skin gone and a smile on his face. A narration box says that Shigaraki is now able to freely control decay. And we see that panel from the war when he decided not to decay a part of the doctor's lab. Okay, interesting. I thought he might have had control over decay for a while now, but I guess he has 100%. Maybe it was like 90% before. And then what they're talking about here with the single part of the doctor's lab, I'm assuming it's what we saw in chapter 272, like when Shigaraki first wakes up after getting his plus ultra augmentations and then just does that like decay nuke and there's only like that one little plateau left. Shigaraki himself explains that after noticing that a stronger blow was coming and deducing that the new order's limit was 2 rules, he opened a hole in the ocean floor as soon as the laser dissipated and hid there. What the pilots thought was Shigaraki just the Nomu that was used as bait. And that's what they were shooting at. There's not really a gamble here. He's just executing a plan with 100% accuracy. And I'm on board with it. This is cool. I like that he's just decaying the ocean floor and just using that as like a little hiding space. And then swapping out the Nomu in place. This is just all fun, fantastical stuff. And it makes me think, could the Intercontinental Cruise Punch have defeated Shigaraki at this point? If he were to take it, you know, face first, like how she intended. They mobilize to try to protect Star, but the Nomu explodes and breaks their formation. Shigaraki starts to jump between the jets, getting closer to Star. He then lands in the leader's ship, who asks Star to crush them both with the air giant. Okay, so here we go. There's been a lot of death flags coming into this, a lot of foreshadowing, and not just with Star, but also with her pilot buddies here, so I was fully expecting them to all go down. He thinks that in that stage, Shigaraki couldn't resist a blow this big, so he offers himself as a sacrifice to guarantee their victory. That doesn't seem like sound logic, considering that they needed a laser lance to hold him in place for a state-of-the-art hypersonic intercontinental cruise punch. So I don't think a big blow right here is going to get the job done, buddy. But Star hesitates for a second because they have been friends since their army training. Shigaraki takes advantage of her hesitation and leaps towards Star, touching her face. End of chapter. All right, so this might be the end of Star. And no surprises here because you guys have been talking about the last couple weeks. Her defeat is expected, but that led to the question of like, okay, so how far is that defeat gonna go? Is she just gonna get her quirk taken, or is she straight up gonna be killed here? And it seems like she might. So him touching her face, obviously he's not just gonna instantly decay her because he wants to take her quirk, and I'm assuming that's what he's going to do first and then just decay her with the rest of the pilots here, unfortunately. But for all we know, there could just be another chapter of this fight and Horikoshi continues to one-up himself, because I thought that this was going to be over 2 chapters ago. Like, I didn't expect Star to go this far, you know, because chapter 330 was so incredible. I thought that was going to be like her rise and fall, but no, he continued it up until this point, which I'm very grateful for. But now, you know, with the whole face touching, it certainly seems like this is the end. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think about this chapter in the comments. What do you think is going to happen here? Do you think he's going to kill Star, take her quirk, or both? And also let me know what rules you think Shigaraki / All For One is going to make once he gets New Order, because the possibilities are endless, and if somebody is able to guess at least one of them, that's going to be super impressive. But if you liked the video, guys, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you next one.